Oh yeah, it was lit, all right. Summer Game Fest just came and passed, and let me tell you, Jeff Peely pulled it all stop this year. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is easily probably the best showcase that he's ever done. Easily rivaling some of the announcements from the golden age of E3 when that was still around. Met a lot of amazing people, had some good drinks on the way, and made a lot of connections that I'll never forget. So here in this video, I just want to talk to you about my overall experience at Summer Games Fest. And let me tell you, the time was had, all right. Now this list is gonna go over what games I enjoyed from least to most, because every game that I played was a winner in my eyes. And I'm a very hard person to please. The reveal lineups alone were enough to get my wallet a collective heart attack. Capcom's out here casually dropping Resident Evil Veronica. I mean, come on, Capcom, please. A bank account's begging you to chill out, all right? We got God of War Lefay, Guild Wars 3, Xenoblade Genesis, by Shayla, of course, and the triumphant return of Spyro. And of course, we can't forget about Shift Up's reveal of Stellar Yams. I'm sorry, Stellar Blade. Keep getting those things mixed up. But as much as I love to gush about the onslaught of announcements that will inevitably push my retirement back another 10 years, I want to talk about what I actually played. I stood in lines, sweated, and conquered. And a massive, colossal shout out to my brother, Mr. Rightway, for letting me tag along with him this year. You're officially the GOAT for that, my man. Greatly appreciate it again. Now here's everything I was able to touch at Summer Games Fest 2026. Spoiler alert, a lot of day ones on this list. I can promise you that. You know what's funny? Saber Interactive somehow became gaming's version of a necromancer. They keep finding old franchises buried 6 feet underground and bringing them back stronger than ever. They did that with Space Marines 2, and now they're doing that with Turok, with a new franchise reboot with Turok Origins. Now you'll probably notice this weird over-the-shoulder angle that I got when I captured some of my gameplay footage. For NDA disclosure reasons, we weren't able to capture the entire full thing and it had to be obscured a bit, so you'll probably see a couple of my gameplay footages looking just like this, but I'm still able to tell you what I can. Now this game looks phenomenal, the combat feels weighty, and the visuals are gorgeous, and perhaps most importantly, you get to shoot dinosaurs. I'm really looking forward to seeing Saber Interactive spin on this franchise that goes as back as the N64 era. The last game we had in the entry was 2007, and we don't speak about that over here. As you couldn't tell, this game for me at least is definitely a
Day 1.
Next up is Impulse. Titanfall fans, stand up, wipe away your tears, because now we finally have a spiritual successor to the game that EA will never give us. The movement system alone is an absolute masterclass. Snappy, unique, and made me feel way cooler than I actually am. As of the recording of this video, there's actually a demo version that's up on Steam right now that you can download and play for yourself. It's basically the closest thing we're going to get to scratching that Titanfall itch without Respawn actually showing up. And honestly, that's enough for me. And as you can tell, this too is a
Day 1.
This game committed the greatest crime imaginable. The trailers completely undersold it. I didn't think it was possible. I spent about an hour playing Phantom Blade Zero and walked away thoroughly impressed. Because of the sensitive nature of the NDA I was under, I can only speak very vaguely about it. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to record my own gameplay. If you're a fan of games like Sekiro, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, or hell, even Ninja Gaiden, or the games that routinely make you question your life decisions after every boss fight, then this game is definitely for you. I would probably say this is my personal game of the show. It drops in October, so go ahead and mark your calendars, because you already know from me, it's definitely a
Day 1.
Okay, so Nakomi Nazi Hunter was a wild card. I didn't even know this game existed before walking in, but after playing it, as the kids would say, it's absolutely type shit. It's a noir-style game set in 1940s Germany, where the central theme is, you guessed it, brutally murdering Nazis. The best part is, it's led by Geronimo, an industry legend from the golden age of Rockstar, who worked on such games like the GTA trilogy, Warriors, and the goddamn Bully. From a gameplay perspective, the best way I can summarize it is Sifu combined with elements of Assassin's Creed, mixed with some of the over-the-top Nazi themes that you would see in something like the Wolfenstein games. And you can use certain objects within the environment to deal out Nazi-slaying justice. Keep a strong lookout for this one, because it's sure gonna be a
Day 1.
Crimson Moon is about as Souls-like as humanly possible. What is it, you ask? It's a high Renaissance action RPG. Think Castlevania married Dark Souls, but they forgot to use protection, and the results are a beautifully visceral, deeply traumatized child. In this one, you don't play as some maiden or schmuck. No, you embody a Nephilim, which is a fancy biblical way of saying you're a violent, half-human, half-angel hybrid specifically forged to turn demons into fine paste. You get supernatural powers and a massive arsenal of weapons, and a serious lack of anger management skills. And best of all, you don't have to play the entire thing alone. You can co-op it with a buddy. My session with it ran a bit short, but from what I saw, if the final product holds up, it's easily a
Day 1.
In the game Recur, this guy picked the absolute worst day to clock into work. Imagine you're a postal worker. Now imagine reality breaks. Well, that's Recur. The game's big mechanic lets you rewind time by moving left across the screen. You alter the events in the past, and then you return to the present and witness your consequences by moving to the right side of the screen. It gives off major vibes from the game Braid that came out in 2009, but with its own brilliant twist. Needs a little more polish, but when it lands, I'm pretty sure it's definitely gonna be a
Day 1.
Gaming's original heroine is finally back, and not in the we made another gritty reboot kind of way. Legacy of Atlantis feels like they're trying to recapture what made the classic Tomb Raider such a memorable game in the first place, with massive environments, ancient mysteries, and twin pistols to boot. Lara Croft being cooler than anyone else in the room. The demo started off a little slow, with puzzles and overthinking things, and activities that personally offended me. Well, not really too much. But once the game opened up, I was very hooked. Combat's fantastic, exploration is excellent, and 2027 suddenly feels very far away. Rest assured, that's most certainly going to be a
Day 1.
I was also able to hit up the Mixed Indie event, which was a total banger by the way. They had a live freestyle event by the one and only Mega Ran, and about 30 different titles from dozens of different independent developers. Now I didn't get a chance to experience all of them, but the ones I did get a chance to play, let me tell you, they were absolute heat. Toxic Crusaders is a 2D beat 'em up based on the 90s cartoon, which is based off the 80s live action movie. If you're a fan of Streets of Rage, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, you're gonna enjoy this one. What if Mega Man and Kirby had a child? Well, first off, I raise several questions. The second, the answer is Kid Bash Super Legend. This colorful chibi art style immediately grabbed my attention. The platforming felt solid, and the inspirations are impossible to miss. If you enjoy either of those franchises, this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. The Transylvania Adventure Simon's Quest is basically Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest from the NES, but it strips away all the cryptic, unfair bullshit that made the original game a nightmare to play. The game takes everything that people loved about the classic Castlevania games. The visuals, the atmosphere, the exploration, and removes all the nonsense that made you need a strategy guide back in 1988. It even includes the whip swinging mechanics inspired by Super Castlevania 4, absolute heat. But the funniest and most surprising game in the event is a little title called Ball and Gun. Oh yeah, that's right. This weirdly specific subsection of the internet finally got a game catered entirely to them. It's a first-person shooter where you literally break an enemy's ankles on a basketball court. You can cross them up, hit them with 3-pointers, or even dunk on them. It's basically what would happen if basketball and poor decision-making fused into one product, and honestly I couldn't stop laughing at it. The game is currently available on early access right now on Steam, so you can give it a try for yourself. Now all you true ball and gun fanatics don't have to wait for your true messiah of all video games to arrive in November to get your fix. That was my experience at Summer Games Fest 2026. Easily one of the most fun events I've attended in years. I got to meet a lot of incredible developers, amazing content creators, and industry professionals alike. Most importantly, I got to play a ridiculous amount of games. There's honestly more I wish I could talk about, but unfortunately, with NDAs and all, and I also like to attend next year's event without security escorting me out of the parking lot. So some stories are going to stay on the lock for now. But until next time, I've got to get back to my regular scheduled programming, and thanks for watching. And remember, every game I talked about today, you already know what I'm going to say.
Day 1.